What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Straight Facts YouTube channel. It's your boy Jimmy J, and we're tapped in with a familiar face. But y'all, it might have been a minute since y'all seen him because we haven't talked about football on the YouTube channel for a little bit. But my guy Matt Valdovinos, former writer for Pro Football Network, but now the Straight Facts football analyst and expert and NFL draft analyst. But we're here to talk some free agency and some NFL offseason. But Matt V, first of all, how you been, bro? It's been a minute since you tapped in with us. We're happy to see you, brother.
I've been good. It's always glad to be here. Always love. Yeah, once the draft kind of closed, it was pretty much, that was the cap on what was going on in the
Mm-hmm.
NFL offseason. Now it's just some lighter moving pieces. We got some stuff that's gone down that we'll talk about, but kind of that dead season for the NFL. I've been enjoying my summer. It's getting warm out there. I'm trying to get some color in. It's been a good time.
You know,
Been able to hoop. It's been a really really good summer. So I've been enjoying it. But I'm
I,
excited for this season to get back.
yes, sir. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We was talking off camera about just like it's the dog days of the sports
Yeah,
calendar.
yeah, yeah.
All with the rest of them, but that's all you see. Sports talk, TV, and radio is getting hot takey. So I know that's why y'all come here for the straight facts. And we're gonna pilot a recurring segment here on the YouTube channel. We're gonna call this Matt V's Vision because I know you got the vision. I know you got the insight when it comes to the NFL. So I'm gonna post some scenarios to you, some real ones. And I just want to know from Matt V's vision, how are these things going to play out? How do you see this moving forward? Could be for the whole season. It could be for the start of the season, for whatever you want to do. How does Matt V see this playing out? And the first one, we got to start it out hot with the most relevant news, and that's Baker Mayfield finally getting out of Cleveland, finally getting his wish and being traded, albeit for a bag of peanuts, but getting traded for a conditional fifth round pick to my divisional foe, the Carolina Panthers. So, Matt V, give me your vision. I got to know it. How does this Baker thing play out now that he's down in Carolina, man?
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting. All they need left is Josh Rosen to kind of complete that 2018 failed, first round quarterback trilogy.
Yeah.
But I think Baker kind of comes in as the immediate best quarterback. I don't think Sam Darnold has shown enough to even consider really making it an open quarterback competition. I think you really should just go in with the expectation that Baker's the starter. I'm not 100% sure if that's what Matt Rule is going to do, but Matt Rule is coaching for his job. He's expected to be, the most likely first coach to lose his job this year. That's kind of the expectation around the league. If that's me up in that spot, I'm not playing, that QB camp game. We'll see who comes out and then roll with whoever's the best. I'm picking my guy, committing to him, and hopefully he can go win me enough games to keep my job. I think Baker's that dude. I think there's going to be, a little bit of an adjustment period, but I think that Baker's still a better quarterback than people want to give him credit for. I think he played hurt last year. He's a guy who can get you into that top 12 to 16 quarterback range. And, that's a good range to be in for the Panthers who haven't had that since Cam. So I think Baker's going to come in, kind of cement himself as that starting quarterback. And even though I don't expect the Panthers to be in that NFC South race with the Bucs at all, I don't expect them to even be competing for a playoff spot. I think the defense is good enough
Smart.
that that team should be right around 500, a little bit under. As long as Baker plays, well enough, he can keep the team afloat. I think they got weapons. The offensive line's improved a ton. They've invested a lot of draft capital in it lately. So I'm excited to see what the Panthers can do this year, especially with Baker kind of getting out of Cleveland, out of that situation, see what he can do for himself.
All right. So Baker's teammate has been on the hot seat a little bit because a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, when it first got reported that the Panthers might be interested in trading for him, one Robbie Anderson, Philly ball
Yeah.
too, one Robbie Anderson didn't like it, right? No, under the comment. So we've heard his explanation. He's just, being a
Defending
good
Sam or
teammate to Sam
whatever.
Darnold. And
Yeah.
that's what he's supposed to say. Good job on his publicist and on his agent, because that's what he's supposed to say. Now, what's your vision about Baker entering that locker room? Because I'm sure Robbie Anderson doesn't just speak for himself when he says no like that. So Baker's now got to come in, take a starting job for a quarterback who's still there. They didn't trade him for Sam Darnold. He's still there. He's still in that quarterback room, in that locker room. How do you see him handling that new job and getting the respect of his teammates?
Yeah, and to be honest, like we said, shout out Robbie Anderson's publicist. I don't know how much that actually goes into loving Sam as opposed to not wanting Baker. Because
Mm-hmm.
I think, if we were talking about the Panthers getting a legitimate quarterback, like had they brought in Russell Wilson or anything like that, I doubt we would see Robbie Anderson being against it, especially as a receiver,
Mm-hmm.
catching balls from these guys. I really don't think that it's going to be too much. I can't imagine Sam Darnold had a great grip on that locker room. Both him and Baker have been known to be like persona guys. They're going to have their, tight close knit group on the team that really enjoys them, and he's probably going to get along with everyone, but he's going to have a little bit of an attitude, or maybe butts heads with some of the players as well. But I think Baker's a competitor. I really do. Whether or not you like the guy, I do think that he wants to win. I think he wants to compete. That's something you saw all the way at Oklahoma. It's something you saw in Cleveland in his rookie year, playing through the injury, right? This is a guy who's
Mm-hmm.
willing to sacrifice for the team. So I think it's a good pickup for the Panthers. I think it's better than what they had. And, Baker needed a new spot to be in. This works. It could definitely be worse for both sides.
Sometimes you just got to get out of a toxic environment, and Cleveland is not the cleanest place, both in the stadium and out of stadium. So maybe he just literally needs some fresh air. Browns versus Panthers, week 1. Who wins the game?
I think it could be the Panthers, to be honest. I think it's going to be the Panthers just off that storyline, and
Yeah,
Deshaun
for real.
Watson's not going to play, right? Like that's like
You
I
don't think
can't.
so?
I didn't know.
That's a whole
Definitely
nother
not.
situation,
I
but you
think
think
yeah.
he's out? He's out
Yeah,
for
no,
6.
I gotta imagine he misses at least like 6 games, which
Okay.
might not be enough, but that's
Take it on the chin.
the right. The rumor right now is 4 to 6. Now, I guess I could see Watson appealing and then playing maybe the first couple games of the season and then serving out a smaller suspension. I guess that's plausible. But if I had to guess right now, I'd guess it's Jacoby Brissett versus Baker Mayfield week 1, and I'll take Baker.
Yeah, by default, right? You take
Right.
Baker by default.